I am Matthew Jackson, the choir director at Arlington Community High School for the high school choir and the middle school choir. Being here for Indianapolis Public Schools Music Festival means a great deal for our music program at Arlington High School. It was really set up great for the students to succeed. I think it was well planned. Directly after our performance with the middle school, Kim Mann, who is a choral person that was here as a clinician, she came up really excited and she got the students engaged and they really enjoyed it.
I think they thought maybe I was a little weird at first. And then they said, all right, I'll go with you. And they did. They weren't afraid to just plunge right in and say, okay, let's try that. So we did some crazy facial expressions. We turned into different formations and worked on how things sound when you change the direction that you face. And I think that they grew a little bit from the experience.
They were able to see things that I've said before and reiterate it and even bring it out. So they were able to hear their different sound today and that they can adjust different things vocally to get a more polished and round sound. So things that I've said, it was definitely reinforced today. I was able to look at my students and see in their eyes on how they were connected to the music and could remember where they were supposed to come in at and cut off. And I can also see students really watching and breathing and giving it more energy.
Broad Ripple is hosting this first as a very strong partnership with Music for All and the efforts that Music for All are implementing here in the city of Indianapolis. And we also want our school to be the epicenter for these types of opportunities for our students in music education. This showcases the talent that we have in Indianapolis Public Schools. It's a very good representation for our school and community. And it also shows our broader community and parents and families what we have to offer in IPS and what's offered at Broad Ripple.
We got to listen to a couple of bands perform, which is good for my kids to hear especially other groups of IPS perform. We also got to get a good clinic.
I think the number one thing is just getting feedback from someone other than me, because they hear me literally every day. And it's easy for them to say, oh, we've heard that before, and just move on. But even, I would say about half the comments we got are things I've already said, and half of them are new things. And even those things that they hear all the time, hearing it today is a whole different story. It gets them much more excited.
I think the students really get an idea that we're working towards something together. Having a unique experience like this, especially with adjudicators, to say, well, this is what we need to continue working on, really gets them focused on, oh, this is what we are working on collectively as a group, and it just helps them to know what we're doing for coming up.
What happens at those clinics, you get a chance to put into actions what you're talking about in regards to the evaluation on the tapes and also the actual written evaluation. And so I had an opportunity to kind of help some young teachers and some young musicians and kind of share some of my experiences. It was a pleasure to hear you perform today on stage. I want to commend you on being in the band, okay? And in our time that we live in currently, there are so many things that you can get involved in, so many things that's pulling our attention on a day-to-day basis. Right now you don't realize it, but you'll realize it when you turn 30, 40, 50, so on and so on, that participating in band has taught you so many life coping skills that you don't even realize that you're being taught on a day-to-day basis by your teacher. To see this many students participating in the band at your school says a lot about you. It also says a lot about your teacher, okay, and what you think about your teacher. When you're in the band, your instrument is nothing but an extension of your voice. So you're basically a choir. You're singing through the instruments. So now we need to listen across the room, listening to the sopranos, listening to the altos, listening to the tenor, listen to the baritone, listen to the tuba, and see how our part fit together.
It's music, but it's really education for their life through the process of music instead of just music education.
So students in my choir program, when they come to school, they're excited to see me in the mornings. It does help them come to school every day because we work hard every day for performances, for field trips, just to prepare for even on-campus performances before their peers.
The culture of the classroom, the culture that you try and breed with these kids can be difficult if we're not saying we have to start first from a place of compassion and a place where we're going to work with each other and not try and fight against each other.
Anytime you have a group of students or people, period, that are passionate about the work that they do and passionate about the arts
or mathematics or science, and they're placed in a special niche that caters to that and allows them to be who they are and have the experiences that they will have, you're always going to find uniqueness.